I'm going to show you today a drop-down transition to a brass monkey. And one of the nice things about this move is that it's a great way to descend into an invert for those of you that might not be able to invert aerially strength-wise yet, or if you're competing in a level 2 PSO competition, you're not allowed to invert aerially, you can descend and drop down into that aerial invert. Regardless of whether your strength level is, I really like this transition. I use it all the time, despite the fact I have the strength to press up into it. I really like the descent. It's a really pretty spiral. So I'm going to show you the whole thing and then we'll break it down. So it's going to lose a lot of elevation. So I'm going to start up. This is the descent to the brass monkey. Ta-da! So we're going to start with breaking this down from low. The initial first part is the part that everyone struggles with the most. The drop down part where your head drops below your butt, yeah, that's the scariest part, but physically the most difficult part for most people is getting the proper positioning before you even get to the drop down. So for that one, I'm going to show you from straight on. I'm going to use my forearm of my bottom arm. Okay, so whichever forearm I use, that's the knee that I'm going to hook to. That's going to end up being the side I'm brass monkeying to. Okay, so I'm going to go to just a single climb, and I want my butt to stay low. It's nice and parallel. Okay, using that forearm, and my forearm is close to my knees. My other arm is completely straight, just hanging. I'm going to push with this forearm and pull the pole into this knee. It doesn't matter which way you're climbing, you can transition as you go into it. So I'm going to push in my forearm, and I'm going to push my butt to the side using this forearm. Push, slide my hands down. Okay, so now the pole ends up going from the inside of this knee all the way to the outside of my butt cheek. Okay, so now my upper thigh is vertical. It went from parallel to vertical. You know you're in the right place if you can take this other leg off the pole and you don't need it. Okay, so for a lot of people, this first part is very difficult. When they go into this, they tend to not drop their butt enough. You want to make sure your butt goes from parallel all the way down to where you're literally sitting on the pole. Okay. The other part of this is, as soon as you push your butt to the side and hook that knee, drop your hands. If your hands stay really high right here, you're going to tend to slide. So make sure, as soon as I push to the side, slide. Okay, I'm not releasing my hands. I'm just letting them slide so that my butt can drop down here. Okay, so that's the first part. Work on that first part nice and low. You just have to go one climb up. You don't have to be very high. Single climb, make sure your thighs are parallel, use that forearm, whichever forearm you're using, that's the knee that's going to hook. Like I said, it doesn't matter if that leg started here or here. The other leg is going to go straight on top, slide down, okay? Once this part is comfortable and you're able to do it fairly consistently, then take it up a little bit higher, okay? At least 2 climbs, maybe 3, okay? And this is the part when you're ready for the drop down. I would definitely recommend either having a spotter or a mat just to be safe. Okay, so I'm going to take it up. Same thing, legs are parallel. Use my forearm, push to the side, slide my hands down. Okay, initially, when I teach this, I tell people to flex their foot and catch. You really don't need to, you can keep it pointed, but initially you'll feel a lot more secure with that foot flexed. Okay, the same hand as my knee that's hooked, I'm going to drop it fingers down. Okay, foot is hooked. Keep this hand on the pole, that lower hand. I'm going to slide it down. My other arm is going to come in and reach above my head and pull it all the way into my armpit. Okay, once you're in it, you can flex that top foot or point either way. To get out of this, you have 2 options. You can hook with this top leg and reverse it and come up to sit, or from here, take the top leg down first. When it gets as low as it can, release the other leg. Okay, so that is a drop down into a brass monkey. Try it out. Let me know how it goes.